I think in 2026, the question is going to be, how do we deal with the challenge of the weaker team or the team that's got weaknesses that are then having AI exacerbate those problems?
Welcome to Tilted, where tech meets the road, where CTOs share the tales and the comments. So from startups to big names, innovations unfold. How many CTOs will share their stories untold?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a public service announcement episode of How Many CTOs Does It Take podcast. My name is Scott Porad,
Brad Hefta-Gaub.
and it has been a great year.
It has.
We've had a lot of fun on this podcast.
Thanks for everybody that's been listening to the podcast this first year. It's been super fun for Scott and I. But the holidays are upon us. And so this is going to be our last episode of season 1 of the How Many CTOs podcast. So you're listening to us now. This will be officially the last episode of season 1. And we're going to take 2 weeks off, and we will be coming back roaring with season 2 of How Many CTOs podcast on January 13th. So you guys are hopefully listening to this on or around the 23rd of December. And we'll take a couple weeks off, and then we'll be back with lots more How Many CTOs content.
And don't forget to mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars for January 13th.
Okay, let's take a minute, Brad, to reflect upon the year. It has been fun. We've talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What are your highlights? Well, actually, yeah, what are your highlights? And then we should also talk about briefly what are your holiday plans?
Sure. Well, let's see.
Or what are my holiday plans too? It's not all about you. I mean, it could be all about you if you wanted to go.
Well, I have okay, let's start with, do you want to start with holiday plans or reflecting on
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Holiday
Well,
plans.
I have the Hefta-Gaub family has had a tradition for several years, a couple decades actually, of doing a big Christmas Day feast dinner. And we recently shifted that from Christmas Day to the winter solstice. So I guess if people are listening to this on the 23rd, we will have already had this big feast with 20 family members come, and it's always a big exciting thing. I always try to do. I love cooking. I love the feast of it. I love the gathering, the community of family, and so that's kind of our big thing. We also do the kind of the traditional Christmas festivities of a Christmas Eve and Christmas morning and stuff like that. That's our tradition. And then I hope to be doing some skiing. It is snowing up around Washington today, but we've had a really, really wet but warm fall, and so it's a little bit sad actually that there hasn't already been some great skiing. So, but anyway, those are my holiday plans. How about yourself,
It
Scott?
is. Well, it has a bunch of parts this year to it. First of all, I'm Jewish, so we don't celebrate Christmas, but some of our family does. So we always go to my mother-in-law's house for Christmas Eve. And then we typically go skiing on Christmas Day. We have a celebration we call Jews on Snow. And but like you said, this year there might not be a Christmas Day ski day, both because of the snow and the road to the mountain got washed out in a storm. It's unclear if they'll have that fixed in time. So I guess our plan B will be Chinese food in a movie or something. I'm
There you
not really
go.
sure what's going to happen. And then immediately thereafter, myself and my two kids, neither of my kids live in Seattle or at home any longer, but we're all going to, and my wife, of course, we're all going to New York City for a week.
Awesome.
And we're going to do, well, first we're going to visit some family, and then we're going to do New York City things, plays and museums and stuff like that.
That sounds
And
so much fun.
then back here, then it's January. We come back in early January, after, that first weekend of the year, and we get on with it.
I love it.
Back to recording the podcast, back to doing the work, back to trying to fix tech debt and figure out AI and get people to play nicely with each other and make good software and meet business needs and explain complicated technical things to people who don't understand and try to
Yeah.
explain things that immeasurable things to finance people
Yeah, totally.
and all of that.
Well, that's a really nice, that's actually, you're kicking right into the question of like, what are your reflections on the past year's episodes? you hit on a couple topics just now that are like resonated for me, but I'm curious, would you like to, what were the standout topics from your mind?
I would say there were two things, Brad. The first is I came into this a year ago, and I think you know this, thinking there are these vexing questions in our industry, and maybe we can talk to some people who have answers to them. And those were questions like how to deal with tech debt and stuff like that. And I don't think we talked to anybody who had answers to them, or at least everybody we talked to was struggling just as much as we were. So that was my one takeaway. And then I would say the second thing is this became, at least for me, the year of switching from AI skepticism to, it wasn't AI cheerleading, but it was more like, let's call it AI realism, right? Like, oh, this is going to be a real thing, and we're going to have to, figure out how to make this fit into our world.
Yeah.
And so that I think were the two themes for me of this podcast for the year. And when I think ahead to 2026, gosh, I don't know
Yeah.
what the themes for next year will be. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens. How about you? What were the themes for you this
Well,
year?
yeah. So, before I touch on the themes, I thought I would also say that the ritual of getting together with you every week and talking about these complex topics has been really rewarding for me. You and I kind of we started the podcast because we would kind of regularly chat with each other and just kind of talk through these types of themes. And you used to jokingly call it like CTO therapy, that we would, have each other as a support team. And I feel like that's something that I look forward to every week, just to be able to pick your brain about topics. And when we've had guests come on, it's been really, really a joy to like hear these other perspectives. And I think that your point about the challenges that we face as CTOs, nobody has perfect answers to these questions, and so there's a little bit of a maybe a misery loves company aspect to this when we are facing these complex things. So I guess I want to say thank you to you for getting together with me every week and sharing this time and sharing these thoughts and sharing these challenging questions.
100% agree. It is the highlight of the week for sure. I've got meetings all week long, and this is the one I look forward to. I don't think I look forward to. Well, I shouldn't say that. My boss might be listening, but I don't think I look forward to a lot of them. But I look forward to this call every week for sure.
As far as themes go, I do. I guess I would say just the first theme. It's great to just connect with other leaders and to bounce ideas off of them. And so there's been so many times when either I have felt I've learned something a little bit new, or a slightly different way of looking at things, or felt validated by their approaches to the problems that I've encountered as a CTO.
Hmm. Agree. Agree.
The guests that we've had, that's been really enjoyable, and I hope we're going to do more of that in 2026. And then there's no doubt that 2025 has been really, uh, I think, a turning point for the way that we use AI in um, software development. Um, I think that
Hmm.
I think that I just look at it in all the teams that I work with, the ones that have really, really embraced those tools as power tools that make uh, good engineers even better engineers, um, has been really amazing. I think I sent you this text yesterday. I got one of the engineers on one of the teams that I work with as a fractional CTO messaged me saying, "Oh my God, this AI stuff, I'm really embracing it. It's like I got done in an hour what would have taken me 2 days to get done in the past." And I see that with all my teams. So yeah, that's there's no doubt about it. It's been really quite compelling, I would say.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and so there's no doubt that that will still be a topic that's constantly coming up. But I think that what's been fun is, and I think there's a lot of fertile ground to explore in. Okay, but when like the couple episodes back, we looked at that Dora report on how has AI affected Dora metrics, and
Mhm.
you know it is. I do think that it is not a magic potion that makes all engineering teams better. In fact, I think that it's AI, generative AI for software engineering, is a magic potion that reveals the character of the team uh,
Mm,
exponentially. And so, if it's already a strong team, they get much stronger. If it's a team that has weaknesses, the generative AI, I think, exposes those weaknesses, and so that's what I think we're going to see more of that. I think in 2026,
mm.
the question is going to be, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with the challenge of the weaker team or the team that's got weaknesses that are then having AI exacerbate those problems?
Yeah, that is a great theme. I got a lot of, I don't have thoughts on the solution, but I got a lot of questions I want to ask.
Yeah, not now. We'll wait till the next
Not
year,
now.
the new year for that.
There's one other thank you I feel like we should put out there,
Yeah.
which is that we have a producer named Saffron
Yes.
who keeps us on track and makes all this stuff happen.
Yes.
And so thank you to Saffron.
Thank you to Saffron, Saffron Hefta-Gaub. No relation, no actual relation. She is my daughter, but she's a fantastic producer of this podcast, award-winning producer in her various podcast production roles that she has. So, but
Oh,
she,
that's great.
yeah, it's interesting. I agree. Thank you, Saffron, for everything you do. I it it's it, this wasn't exactly her cup of tea, so it's been fun to watch her bring her talents to a topic that's not necessarily her forte. But she's a fantastic producer, so we're lucky to have
Yeah.
her.
All right. Well, with that, are we calling it a wrap? I mean, the thing is, we could end up talking forever. That's how this
We
whole thing
will,
got
we do.
started.
That's the thing. I said we got to cut it off. So, all right, everybody. So the news of the day is, thank you very much. This is our last episode of season one of the How Many CTOs podcast, and we will see you all again in 2 weeks' time when we come back on January 13th of 2026.
Just pray for snow.
Pray for snow, everybody. Pray for snow.
All right. See you, Brad.
See ya. This episode of How Many CTOs Does It Take podcast was edited by Saffron Hefta-Gaub. Our theme song was AI generated by Brad. Please follow us on all the social media platforms at How Many CTOs Pod. You can find us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, TikTok, and Patreon, or at our website at howmanyctospod.com. And remember to rate, review, and subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice. Thanks for listening.